Yes, friends. So today I'm taking now a new venture. That is English grammar. Okay, and this English grammar is only for competitive examinations, and I'm not going to limit this for competitive examinations. But anybody who wants to learn English from the beginning to the end, means to get mastery over the composition, writing, reading, speaking, means communication. Okay, for all kinds of students it is there, and I have to describe because my lifelong activities regarding this subject, because I have taught students for competitive examinations for like IAS, PCS, MBA. Okay, for MBA means CAT, MAT. Okay, and GMAT, GRE, SET, IELTS, TOEFL. IELTS and TOEFL is just for of the English topic. Of the English. The students who are going to UK, USA. For USA, TOEFL subject is there. For UK, it is IELTS. Okay, so all the students who are appearing in competitive examinations, for them only, especially for them, because this is the tough for competitive examinations. Students who are studying English from foreign language, as a foreign language. The students who are from, their origin is from different other backgrounds, like Hindi, like Urdu, like Chinese, like Japanese or other languages. All the students who are from different, a foreign country, foreign language. His background basically is not from English background. Now he is learning English for only, especially for those. Because I'm not a perfect speaker, I can say, but I understand that what is my strength here, because most of the students have asked me, just suggest something in English, because they can't understand that what a person is speaking in English, how to correct English, how to write correct English sentences. Okay, because in English correction sentences for competitive examinations, problem arises when the students are not aware about the parts of speech. Okay, mostly the parts of speech, correction regarding parts of speech like articles is very simple one. Articles, sentences, correction of sentences, then parts of speech, which is very important. Transformation of sentences, how to transform a sentence. Okay, so correction regarding logical and grammatical consistency. Okay, then what you call then what you call logical then clauses and phrases. All these kinds of questions are being asked. Okay, how to frame a sentence, how to transform a sentence from active passive voice, active to passive voice, direct to indirect narration, and different kind of sentence formation. Like we have to transform a sentence from affirmative to negative, negative to affirmative, then to interrogative, affirmative to interrogative, affirmative to imperative sentence. What are the imperative sentences? What are the interrogative sentences? What are the affirmative sentences? So all kinds of sentences, formation of sentences, they may ask you and how to form this kind of sentence. So correction of sentences is very much background of the students. Very much required for the students who are appearing in the competitive examinations, because competitive examinations are basically asking regarding the grammatical corrections. So all the grammatical points which I am going to describe here, I'll just describe that this is must for those students who are entering in this field, who are appearing in any competitive examination. Okay, I've talked about IAS, PCS, and for GMAT, GRE, SET, CAT, MAT. Okay, all WOs, assistant admin officers in LIC, GIC. Okay, and all kinds of bank officers. Bank provision officers, bank clerk exams. Okay, so all kinds of competitive examinations appearing throughout the world. In India as well as world, and in foreign countries also. Mostly students are asked regarding their knowledge in English. So English corrections. Because in case of students who are studying for GMAT, there is English correction. Okay, reading comprehension, after that answers, questions and answers, then antonyms, synonyms. Okay, and most of the questions which I have seen there, those questions were asked. Okay, and they are mostly repeated, because the examiners or testers are mostly the habitual creatures. The word habitual creatures I always say, because they are putting the questions of the same type. They are repeated questions in every examination. If there is any addition of point, then they suggest about this, that this type of topic is also added up. Okay, syllabus is given previously, or the students are having that syllabus in advance. Then they are asked that this kind of questions may be asked, okay, regarding the grammar. So this grammar, this part of grammar. So what I'm going to discuss here, first of all, the basic point, any student who is studying English, who want to study English with mastery of the subject, mastery over the subject, and then in that situation, every student has to have the first and foremost thing, any person who is entering in any field of any language, okay, for that there is a requirement of dictionary. Okay, dictionary is must for every student. And how to read a dictionary? I know that everyone can search for a word in a dictionary, but how to read a dictionary properly? Because bell beginning happen when you are entering in the field of grammar. Grammar. You want to learn English grammar. For that, dictionary is a must. And how to read a dictionary is the basic first step to learn English correctly. Okay, or exactly what English is going to discuss about. Because when we are reading, searching for a word in a dictionary, and we are not paying attention to what part of that word is which we are searching in the dictionary. But if is it a noun, is it a pronoun, or is it an adjective, or is it a verb, is it an adverb, is it preposition, conjunction, interjection, what kind of parts of speech is this? Okay, or any word it can be article also, it can be preposition, it can be gerund, it can be participle, okay, it can be infinitive, okay, past participle, present participle, or just any form of verb. So that kind of form is there. So we have to search the dictionary with the basic point that what kind of that word is which we are searching in the dictionary. So searching in the dictionary any word, we have to pay attention to what kind of that word is in the dictionary. Okay, so I'll just note down here what are the basic points to learn English to get mastery over the subject. For that, there is requirement of a lot of things which I'm going to discuss here. But first and foremost thing is, let me write down here. This I have just talked about, some brief introduction, that what kind of things are required for the people who are understanding. This is taking English. This is English grammar for competitions. Basic topic is English grammar for competitions. Now this is not limited to competitions only or competitive examinations only, but anybody who want to learn English, okay, with mastery of the subject, or want to get mastery of the subject, then he has to enter in the field. He has to just ask me for, he has to just follow me, just see these lecture series, and you will find that a person today I'm talking about, and finally when I'll end the topic, you will find your position in a different world. That I can promise you. Okay, so anybody who wants to enter in the English, he will get mastery over the composition, writing, English writing, any essay, issue writing, essay writing, composition of any topic. Okay, writing is must for everybody who wants to learn English. And for writing, as I always say, that writing is a very brief thing. It comes out after a lot of things. When you are listening, communication, reading is a must for that. If you are not reading any book, any article, anything, you cannot write. Okay, so and before that, the requirement of grammar. Okay, so English grammar is must. Vocabulary is a must. Without vocabulary, you cannot write even a sentence. So vocabulary is must. How to get mastery over the vocabulary, or instant mastery over vocabulary, is the main objective of mine here. Okay, so I'll discuss about it. What are the roots, prefixes, suffixes in case of building your vocabulary, or in case of getting instant mastery over vocabulary. For that, I'll discuss about how to get mastery over the vocabulary. Okay. For that, there is a requirement of that, know about the roots, prefixes, and suffixes, because most of the words in the English for scientific words like science subject like physics, chemistry, geology, botany, biology, almost all kinds of scientific subjects, even mathematics also, all subjects are formed with the help of roots, prefixes, suffixes. Prefixes and suffixes are a must, because if we are knowing the root word, then adding prefix and before the root word, any word is added, that is known as prefix, and suffix is ended in the end of a word. Okay, that forms the word. So those words, if you are knowing the root words, then adding prefixes and suffixes will give you the mastery over the subject, over the vocabulary. So vocabulary is must for writing. Okay, reading, writing, speaking. For communication purposes, there are four parts of communication: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Okay, speaking, and then finally writing. So these four activities of communication are must for everyone who wants to learn English. Okay, so for English understanding, one has to pay attention towards first and foremost step is dictionary. So one must have dictionary. How to read a dictionary? How to read or search a word in dictionary? How to read or search a word in a dictionary. This is the basic thing. Sorry. Dictionary. Okay, so in case of dictionary, ERY. So how to search a word in a dictionary? Let me write capital letter here. Okay, so in a dictionary, how to search a word, how to read or search a word in a dictionary. This is the first thing. One must have the dictionary with oneself. Otherwise, one cannot have mastery of the subject, over the words. Vocabulary is must for that. Okay. Because otherwise, we cannot get mastery of the subject. So vocabulary, for building vocabulary, one must have the dictionary with oneself, and then know the etymology of the word. When you read a word, then search for how to read it. How to read or search a word in a dictionary. How to read a dictionary or how to search a word in a dictionary. So just see, let me just describe this. This I'll just describe. Okay. And after that, you have to know that what are the basic things of English grammar. This is vocabulary building. Let me first write vocabulary building. How to vocabulary building. Get mastery over the vocabulary. This is vocabulary or instant mastery over vocabulary. For that, what is required? Vocabulary. And this I'll take not initially, but finally I'll take this. Okay, because instant vocabulary or mastery over vocabulary, instant mastery over vocabulary is the must. Over the vocabulary is must. Or vocabulary building, we can say vocabulary building. How to build your vocabulary? For that, there is a requirement of roots or the root words, prefix and suffix words. Okay, these words are must, because if you add some root, prefix, suffixes, okay, in the root words, if you are adding prefix or adding suffix, then you can get that mastery. For example, let me just give one instance here. Now in this case, to how to read a dictionary or search a word in a dictionary. Okay, for that one must have how to, whether the word is, let me write here, whether the word is a noun, pronoun, okay, verb, adverb, adjective, okay, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, interjection. These are the 8 parts of speech. Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb 4, adjective 5, and then after adjective, preposition, conjunction, interjection, 3 more are there. We have the 5 here: noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, and adjective 5, and 3 more: conjunctions, interjections, and prepositions. We can take preposition in the end. So those 5. Which part of a speech is that word in the dictionary? Then see one example. One illustrative sentence framed with the help of that word in the dictionary. So first of all, first and foremost thing required is that we have to search for a dictionary in which the application is also given. What is the application? Means, if suppose a word we have searched, Okay, any word we have searched, and if the sentence is also given using that word there in the sentence, for example, man. What is man? So man is a noun, we can say, that is a gender, okay, or it represents a human being or man. So that man is being used. A man is handsome. A man is handsome. A man, okay, or a noun can be used as a subject or a subject or an object. Okay, so subject and object, how to add them? Verbs are adding them, okay, or showing a relationship between noun and noun, noun, pronoun, pronoun, noun, pronoun, and pronoun. Okay, so in this way, so to show the relationship in a sentence, verb is used to show the relationship between noun, noun, noun to pronoun, pronoun to noun, and how to show the relationship between with the help of verbs. That verb can be used there. Verb, for example, do is a verb. Okay, do, does, did, etc. So how to use the do word? How the do word is adding? Do you want this kind of thing in terms of sentence? So that sentence can be, that word is used in a dictionary with illustrative example. So one example, one instance is given there. That kind of dictionary one must have, so that we can use that word which we have searched in the dictionary in a proper sentence. How to frame a sentence with the help of that word which we are searching in the dictionary, that is must. That kind of dictionary we have to search for. So purchase a dictionary, one must have a dictionary in which the usage of the word is given. Not only illustration, that what kind of the word is, what is etymology of the word, is it a Latin word, it is a French word, or what kind of origin of that word is. Etymology is okay, but etymology is given in every dictionary, but how to use that word in that kind of dictionary is required. Okay, so I'm not suggesting any dictionary. You can search for yourself that what kind of dictionary is required. Okay, so that dictionary one has to have, so that one can use that word in a proper sentence. How to use that word in a proper sentence? Okay, so using that word, so what kind of word we have to search in a dictionary, that word, that what parts of speech that word is, what part of speech, whether the word is a noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, or interjection. Preposition, this is preposition. I'll talk about all these parts of speech. Preposition, conjunction, or interjection. These are 8 parts of speech. Interjections. Okay, so all these things we have to see. Or is an article, okay, it may be gerund, it may be participle, present participle, past participle, or what kind of participle is there. Okay, so that we have to see in the dictionary. Okay, so the dictionary, first is how to read the dictionary, means how to search a word in a dictionary is must, because bad beginning is half done. We say that if you have started with good preparation by searching a dictionary, okay, searching a word in a dictionary with proper illustration. I mean, example is given there. The part of speech, which part of speech is this? Is it a noun or a pronoun? The word which we are searching in the dictionary. But that is must, only then you can frame a sentence. You can speak that word, you can use that word in your own speaking, in your own communication. So communication is built only on the basis of these parts of speeches. If we have proper knowledge of that part of speech, only then we can frame a sentence. Okay, so first and foremost thing is how to read a dictionary or this. So purchase a dictionary which is showing the parts of speech and with illustration, with example, a sentence formation, how to form a sentence. Okay, when what is, I'll just take that with illustrative examples. Okay, or I'll just give you that what kind of point is these parts of speech, whether that word which we are searching in the dictionary is a noun or a pronoun or a verb or adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, interjection. Which part of speech is that? Or is a gerund, or is a participle, or is a modifier? Okay, clause, phrase. What kind of that word which we are searching in that? Is that used for to frame a phrase, clause, or moods? In which mood is that? Okay, so sentences are formed in the moods. Okay, imperative mood or imperative. Then, so all those mood we will talk about. What kind of mood is that? Okay, then vocabulary building. So vocabulary building is must. Otherwise, you cannot have mastery over the subject. Because if you want to get mastery over the vocabulary or words, then we have to know that what kind of root that word is. If you are knowing the root words, is that word is a root word? What does it mean? How to use a prefix with that word? How to frame different? I'll give you 5 or 6 examples. With that root word or prefix word. Or for example, let me take prefix or root. Let me take a prefix. Okay, prefix. If I take, let me take AR, OR, and ER. Okay, this means this is a prefix here. Sorry, suffix here, not prefix. Sorry. Let me take first prefix. This is a suffix word. Let me take first re word. Re. Re is a prefix word. Is a prefix. Is a prefix which is added to the root word. Is a prefix means. Okay, means what does it mean? Re is used for back, again. Okay, or repeat anything. Back, again. Re means. Re is a prefix word. For example, rewrite. Rewrite. Write is a root word, and re we have used with this word or used before the word, before the root word. So write means writing, and rewrite means write again. Write again. This means write again. Is a verb. Write again. That means write again. Okay. Then rebuild. Rebuild. Build again. That means build again. Okay. So in this way, if you are knowing the verb, this is a prefix here. So with the root word, any root word, if you are adding this word, rewrite, rebuild, okay, the relook, okay, then reborn, okay, rebirth, reborn, the person is reborn, rebirth is also rebirth, this is rebirth. Alright, so born, birth, these words are taken from root words and we are adding re before those words. This is how the words are framed with the help of re. Okay, so re is a prefix. To know the roots, prefixes and suffixes, that will enrich you with vocabulary. Vocabulary building is done with the help of root, prefixes and suffixes. So I'll discuss about them in detail. You will get mastery over the word, okay, vocabulary. Mastery over the vocabulary can be obtained only by pursuing roots, prefixes, suffixes, knowing that what root word is there, what root of this is there. For example, now before taking root word, let me take this. This is prefix here. What is the root word? Let me take one root word. The roots. What are the roots? Let me take one root. Like port. Port means to carry. Port means carry. Port means carry. Okay, carry or bring. Carry, bring, carry or bring. Port is a root word. Okay, so this port word is used with number of words like porter. Who is a porter? One who carries. Porter, right? One who carries. So this root word port is carry, one who carries anything, one who carries. Porter, import, import, it means inside, and port, import, okay, to put inside, to carry inside, that means carry inside, or purchase anything from foreign country inside, okay, import. What is importation? Noun. Importation, this is import as a verb, carry inside, okay, or bring inside, carry inside, bring inside. This is how port word is. Port is a root word, that means carry. This port word is to be known to us. Then any word which is used with the help of this port root, we can say export, export, to port outside, carry outside, anything which is exported. So export, import, okay, porter, portable, anything which is carryable, that means portable. Portable word is also there with the help of port. Port is a root word that means carry, bring, and that means portable, import, export. Right, so all these words are, if you are knowing all these root words, we can frame number of words. Okay, then search different words. Search for different words, write at least 30, 20 words or 40 words, 50 words, whatever. See the dictionary and search for different kind of words then. Port is a root word, and from port you can find number of words. Wherever you use this word, then you will just use these words in your daily speaking, your communication. Your communication will be very fast then, because you are understanding every word. Then words are coming automatically from your mouth. You are speaking English very fluently. Getting fluency over the English speaking, we have to know the vocabulary, the words, the building of the words can be done with the help of prefixes, suffixes and roots. So please know about this. This is a root word. Port. So a different kind of root words I'll talk about. Vocabulary building is must to getting mastery over the subject English. Okay, or understanding the actual meaning of that sentence. Because in sentences, suppose an unknown word is used, you are not understanding that what kind of that word is. Then you are finding out you are getting the information of different kind, but information is given there is of different other kinds. So we can just interpret that word in our own way, but the meaning is different. So knowing the vocabulary, knowing the words is a must for everyone. So port is a root word. Portable, a number of words are from import, export, portable. Okay, porter, the porter word. Okay, so any word. Okay, I'll give you different kind of words here. At least 20 to 30 words we have to frame our own vocabulary. I'll give you number of root words, suffixes and prefixes, and I'll just discuss about 5 or 6 words there with every root and prefix. At least I have 300 root and prefixes and suffixes. At least 300 words are there which can be used as a root, prefix, suffixes. I'll give you some root words. Root words are many. Number of root words are there. Prefixes and suffixes are less. Suffixes are very less, but prefixes are more than suffixes. So prefixes, suffixes and root words. So root words are added with prefixes or suffixes. We will get a lot of it. For example, logy. Right? Logy means study, science. Like geology, like astrology, geology. Okay, any kind of logy. The logy word is used. Geology, yeah, we have taken astrology, right? So logy word is used just to show some science or study. Study of stars is astronomy. Sorry, astrology. Study of stars or astrology. Okay, then geology, study of earth. Geo means earth. Geo is a root word. So geology. Logy is suffix. Suffix word is added in the root word in the end. End of a root word is a suffix, and prefix, pre means before. So adding before any root word, any word is known as prefix. So prefix is pre means before. So prefixes, suffixes. This is prefix here. Re is prefix. Is a prefix. That means back again. This is meaning of re. Re means back again. Rewrite, write again. Rebuild, build again. Relook, look again. Write this or see again, look again. This is how the meaning is obvious. Clearly, you can find out the meaning of that word immediately. Okay, so this is known as instant mastery over vocabulary. I'll discuss about this in detail because I have got a lot of words vocabulary. When I studied all these things initially, then everyone was surprised that how you can speak so speedily or loudly, fluently. So fluently, the words were coming from out automatically. Okay, this is how the vocabulary building is a must. For that, we have to search the dictionary, and from there we have to find out what kind of that word is, that meaning of that word is. Then add those suffixes, prefixes. I'll give you the number of suffixes and prefixes and roots, and with the help of those roots and prefixes, suffixes, as I have helped number of students for GMAT, GRE and SET, because GRE is based on vocabulary. Okay, number of vocabulary words are framed in case of GRE students who are going to USA to do their master's degree, okay, in any subject. Okay, almost all the students, they have studied these vocabulary building. So